Hey everybody, this is RcStash here to bring you another League video. It's been a little while, but I actually got a new champ out, and I really want to bring her into the spotlight a little bit with this video and show what exactly I build on her. Stop. Hey everyone, this is my rune page that I usually use. This is like the first AP champion that you've been seeing me do videos on, so this will be the first time I'm showing this page. I usually run for most of my APs magic resist per level blues, ability power quintessences, magic pen reds, and mana regen yellows. Now I do have other pages, so let me show you those real quick. Okay, so this is a page I call Mordekaiser and Ken page. This is what I usually run on a lot of other APs that don't really use mana, but for Zyra, it's actually not that bad, considering you don't really go spell vamp with her. But I use spell vamp on this book if I'm going against a really kind of lane opponent like a Pantheon or any melee opponent that's really going to harass you down, because I have armor in this page as well. This is really good for that, and a little bit of spell vamp helps. I don't believe your plants get the spell vamp, but I know that your Q and obviously your E and R do. So it helps a little bit in lane, and it lets you farm a little easier and not take. You have a little more sustain. Okay, so this is my caster page. I run this on pretty much every caster except for people that maybe like Rise or Heimerdinger. You pretty much go 2109. Now, the one thing I will say is you don't need to take swiftness if you don't want the movement speed. I sometimes take, depending on the matchup, if I know I'm going to be spamming a lot, I'll take meditation. If I'm not going to be spamming a lot and I feel like I need to get away from my lane opponent, that 2% movement speed is not that bad. So I take that sometimes when, the movement speed, you really want it, and, it's good for a lot of situations where you're trying to get away, especially if they have like a faster jungler that doesn't have any CC. Movement speed, definitely worth it. Okay, so for my summoner spells, I usually like to take Ignite Flash on Zyra. Now, I have seen other people not taking Ignite, and I think you could actually do quite well with Flash Ghost as well. Mainly because, like someone like Zerath, or Zereth, whatever you like to call it, your range is really, really far. So what will happen is you don't really need to be that close to ignite somebody, but it is good for early lane kills, and if you want to play super aggressive with it, I think it is a good spell. I personally don't use Ghost, I use Ignite, so, but I definitely would think that Flash Ghost could be viable also as well. Okay, this is obviously Zyra. She's the Rise of the Thorns. Obviously, a pretty hot picture there. And then this is her other skin, which I currently do not own, but it looks pretty good too. Onto her abilities. Her passive is the Rise of Thorns. When Zyra actually dies, she gets to do a true damage ability, which is pretty much, it overcomes all her other abilities, and it makes it so she does in a line. At end game, I think it's like 575 true damage, which is pretty good. I think that's Darius' ult without stacks of true damage at level 18. So that's pretty good. Then we have her Q, which is Deadly Bloom. As you can see the picture there, it is a medium-sized circle Q ability, and thorns just rise up, and a small sprite flower comes up from the ground, dealing damage in an AoE. Now I'm going to explain the E, and then I'm going to explain W probably before the ultimate. This is her root ability. The damage increases by level, and the duration of the root also increases by level to, I think, 2.25 or 2.5 seconds for the root at max level, which is pretty damn broken. I would definitely max this second, as I max Q first for the extra, clearing and damage. Okay, so on to her W now. I'm saving this for third. Her W is you put little buds on the ground, pretty much little plants that haven't seeded or budded yet. And then whatever ability you use, either your Q or your E will spawn different types of plants. If you use your Q ability, it spawns like little spitters. So like little tiny spitters. They shoot. You could get up to 2 or 4. If you have max cooldown reduction late game, you could actually put down 4 of these things and get 4 spitters. They last 30 seconds. Now, if you use this ability, the E ability, you get something like you'll see here, actually on the bottom side with the play signs actually messing up for us. And it's not working out so fast. But anyway, so the E ability puts down a lasher. If anyone's played any other games, you'll probably know what a lasher looks like. It does a 10-second slow. And I'm pretty sure it goes up to a pretty decent percent. I think the max level is 40%. So that's pretty long for 10 seconds, 40% slow. Obviously, each plant can also take 3 damage. Certain abilities do more than 1 damage to them. So it's kind of up for debate how long they'll actually survive. I know Tara was instant kill them. And Nunu's Smite, I think, instant kills them. And Nunu's Consume, I think, does 2 damage. Even at max level. Strangle Thorns is her ultimate. Honestly, this thing is broken. It's literally broken. Her whole kit is broken. But this, honestly, is probably the most broken part. Giant thorns, as you can see, and lashing vines fly out of the ground, doing AoE damage. Very, very big AoE damage. As you can see here, the ultimate is the size of the lane. Okay, that's broken as shit. That is comparable to Nunu's ultimate. So, to put it in perspective, if a Mumu, Nunu, and Zyra all ultimate at the same time, and they can't move, you pretty much get all 3 ultimates off. Sounds pretty broken because you'd get the Nunu ult, the Zyra ult, which, as I'm going to mention right now, also knocks up. So it would be a snare, a knock up, and then you'd be slowed. Pretty broken combo. I'm sure someone else in the competitive scene will probably put it out there. But that's pretty much her kit. For the items I really like to build on Zyra, I'm just going to throw it out there. I do like having tankiness on her. For that matter, I like to have a Rylai's Crystal Scepter a lot of times. I'll go Rylai's, then Death Cap, then either Void Staff if they're building a lot of magic resist, but by that time they probably are. If not, I will go Zonia's. If I'm getting too focused, like too much focus in team fights, I'll build Zonia's before Death Cap. But either way, your damage is really high. Your plants do a very, very, very high majority of a lot of the damage she could do. If you get 2 plants down and then hit them with Q and root like a couple people, it's really damaging, especially if you ult underneath that. So, also I forgot to mention the ultimate also increases the attack speed by 50% of those plants that you put out. So the spitters and the lashers have 50% more attack speed when you ult on top of them. A couple things I want to say about Zyra, and then I'm going to end the video, is, one, I think she's extremely broken, as I mentioned a couple times already. Her abilities are, it's literally her kit is putting Heimerdinger and Morgana together. And it's, you know, you have a root, but the root goes through minions, it goes through other champions. Like, it literally can root, if someone's chasing someone, or 2 tanks are running right after you, and you could root both of them in place for 2.5 seconds almost. That's pretty broken. No one really has that other than maybe Lux. But the thing is like, Lux can only root those 2 people. She could root the entire enemy team if they stand in a line together. That's how strong that is. Also, her Q ability it doesn't have that much, but if you get Rylai's Crystal Scepter, it comes with a slow, and it's a very low cooldown. So that in case, you're also having a slow as well. And then you have your plants, which also slow, and then you have your plants that also do range attack damage. A couple other things I want to mention is she's very quick at doing objectives. Your plants will not hit towers, but they will hit objectives such as Dragon and Baron. So it's the same thing like Heimerdinger, except I'm pretty sure Heimerdinger's turret towers. You can put up 4 plants with max CDR, and you can kill Baron extremely fast. And you don't even have to be there. You just make the plants, spawn the spitters, have your team do Baron, and you could sit in the small Baron bush that gets right next to the Baron to the right, and you could root the enemy team if you have wards there. So it's really, really strong. I think she's kind of broken. I think her ultimate needs to be fixed because it does the damage before you can even see the roots a lot of times. And I feel as though the knockup shouldn't even be there if that's going to be the case of damage. I think that if when you get knocked up is when you should take the damage. I don't know if whatever Riot's going to do to like fix something like that, kind of balance her out, but I think that'd be something good to do. Would be, you know, make it so you put her ultimate out. If you root them in the ultimate, when the ultimate knocks them up, they take the full amount of damage. Or do half and half, something like that. Like the longer they're in the ultimate, the longer the damage they take. Something of that nature. Kind of like Nunu. But other than that, yeah, I think she's really good. I really like playing her, even though she's broken as hell. But if she's very fun, if you can play her, which most people could because she's not real hard to play, I suggest you try buying her. I'm sure her free week is going to be up very soon. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you around. Check out provengamer.com as well. Check out Amazon on provengamer.com. It helps us out. And check out me also if you want to hear more of my voice, but you won't have to see me on the DCO show. Thanks a lot. And